All right, we're right on schedule, and our next speaker is going to be Tom Granata from American National, and I will.
Hey, Neil.
You're there. Wow, how'd you do that?
Just I hit a couple buttons.
Excellent. I just want to say this about American National and about Tom. You know, 4 or 5 years ago, the insurance business, like today, and continues to be in major transition. Many of the carriers were leaving 30-year term, were leaving the market entirely, with MetLife leaving, ING leaving at the time, which was a very big player with us. We have hundreds of policies with these carriers. And I have to say, reviewing your clients' portfolios and seeing what they have and not looking at the carriers that you can't convert today, you're doing a disservice. You really have to review and position them for the future. But while all this was going on, American National came to the market, and I don't know the exact year, but it was a breath of fresh air. They came in with 1-year term, 5-year term, 10-year, 20, 30, convertible term, and they came in with a very aggressive annuity portfolio when interest rates were down. And we've done quite a bit of business with American National, and that's a credit to Tom, our wholesaler who's been with us. And, you know, we worked together for probably over 20 years with different companies, but
long time.
Everything came in at the right time, and they did a terrific job and continue to be terrific players and continue to add product, not just to the whole country, but to the New York market, and have recently merged with a company that's going to provide tremendous financial resources and additional resources to them. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Tom. Thank you.
Okay, Neil, I'm going to share my screen. I hope this works. Let's see. Can you see that?
Yep, all good.
Awesome, awesome. Okay, thank you, everyone. Thank you, Neil, for that wonderful comment and introduction. We love working with Main Street Planning Group and all of his agents. So it's one of my, dare I say, one of my favorite agencies. Can I say that? I think I can.
Sure, it's all good.
So the good news is I'm here to update you on American National. We have a lot of good news to share, and the focus of this presentation will be primarily New York. You know, I know you guys work outside New York, so I wanted to be very New York centric on this call. So and the title of the presentation is Save Time and Money with Smart Choices in New York with American National. So let's get started. Just a quick background on the company and what's going on there. Strong financials, strong leadership, 116 years and going strong. We could talk about all the consistent financial ratings and integrity. I think you'll realize that over 80 consecutive years of an AM Best rating of A or better, very consistent. Very few companies have that record of an excellent rating, claims paying ability. Money Magazine said we were one of the best life insurers in 2020, still the case today. And you can see from their commentary, American National isn't the flashiest company out there. They're really an old school insurance company, over 100 years old, but they still offer a more robust offering than most insurance products out there, and comes with an A rating. So we were very pleased with that comment and that article from Money Magazine. So check out American National according to Money Magazine. Hopefully you'll do that after this call if you aren't already. One of the most trustworthy financial companies. You know, when I joined the company 7 years ago, I was looking for a great opportunity and work with great people. And they fit that, American National fit that bill perfectly for me. I love working with the people. The opportunity is great. Now, hopefully I'll share that with you before we're done today. And lastly, on the company, or actually second to last, we were also noted by Forbes as one of the most trustworthy financial companies, which is always a big thing. And in one of the surveys, we were the only life insurance company to make the list. So we're very proud of our record. We're excited about it. There's something for everyone. That was one of the other reasons I wanted to join American National, be it life, annuities, term, permanent, pensions outside New York. But the theme really is consistent throughout of our company and product line is flexibility, choice, and guarantees. But should have put this slide before it, but to be honest, I do want to reference what Neil was referring to. First time in 116 years, American National will be owned by someone else. Brookfield Asset Management Reinsurance Partners. Now, I believe there's always some uncertainty in this regard, but the good news, Brookfield has come out and says they want to grow the U.S. insurance operations of American National. They want to use our same brand and our same platform and name, and they want to keep the same senior management, and they want to grow the employee base. So from my perspective, it's the best scenario you could ask for in this type of situation. So they're going to help us reach our goals. They want to double our business in a short period of time. And I think that's only, as Neil alluded to, it's going to help from more financial, more scale, and hopefully we'll all be part of it. So I think that's only good things. The deal should close sometime before the first half of next year. You can see some other information about the company, but so far so good. We're very excited and we're cautiously optimistic in this new time here in this purchase. Some other things that are new, our COVID underwriting update is basically we did postpone ages 60 to 79 during the pandemic, but now if you have proof of vaccination, 1 dose or 2 dose, depending on the choice of a vaccination, we will now consider those above table 4 in that age group. Also 80 and above, same thing. We used to totally not even look at them. Now we'll look at them with vaccine proof. So also foreign travel is more on we did have none of it allowed. Now we allow it in general. Level 3 and 4 countries, more the risky political and unstable environments. You know what those are, but generally to be considered on an individual basis, foreign travel. So COVID underwriting update, allowing more people to be considered. Also electronic signature, I'll get into this a little later more, but if you're using vendors DocuSign and Adobe Sign, we allow those in and out of New York. So be aware of some of our e-signature process, which I'll get into more. Now, what's working in New York with American National today? And I started this presentation with save time and money. Well, I'm going to give you some direct evidence of that. Signature GUL is working in New York, and that's helping people save money. So I'll get into how and why that is. Term with living benefits. It's about choices we talked about, and I'll talk about the choices and the flexibility you have with term, our term, the convertibility option, the living benefits, unique term to term conversion. I'll talk about that. We'll talk about how Signature Whole Life is working and how that is saving people money. So we'll talk about the GUL, the term of living benefits, whole life. Accelerated underwriting is saving people time. We'll review our express underwriting in New York. Our e-app now available for life insurance in New York, saving time. Expert scan, not everyone can do electronic or wants to. We now take paper apps and you can submit that to us electronically as well. That'll save you some time without sending the original. So, and also our annuities are working. You know, when you get appointed with us, you have access to all of our life, all of our annuities, outside New York pensions, but our immediate annuities are working. Our MIGAs are working. We just re-upped for October, our 2% rate. We'll talk about that. Guaranteed for, I'm sorry, that's outside New York, but our MIGAs, we'll talk about that. We'll also talk about Century Plus annuity. We'll also talk about some of our SPIAs and our index, but the point is in New York with annuities, you have some choices as well. Let's talk about Signature GUL. Why is this our most popular product? Why are people selling this? Well, people like, and there's basically 3 key reasons that people are selling this: price, return of premium, and living benefits. It's among the most competitive pricing, 70 and under. I'll give you some evidence of that. You can actually surrender the contract and get all your money back, essentially, in a built-in return of premium feature. You have to be 70 and under and standard or better to get years 15, 20, and 25. Keep that in mind. It's the highest cap on the death benefit in terms of the return of premium in the marketplace. Most cap the return of premium up to 40 or 50%, we go as high as 65%. So when you add the pricing, which should be number 1 or 2 in almost every cell, many cells, competitive return of premium feature, then you throw in that in New York, it's terminal and chronic, critical is outside New York, you have a winning combination. Those are really the reasons why people are selling Signature GUL. Here's an example of some of New York GUL. You know, there's not many left, and I believe not everyone on this list is fully active. But the point is this: this will give you an idea of how competitive we are from a pricing standpoint. This is a male 55 preferred, non-smoker, guarantee $100 million. Where do we rank? You know, you'll do your own comparisons and calculations, but this is an idea to let you know. Signature GUL, very competitive. Full pays only in New York, by the way. Now, if you have a competitively priced product, it doesn't do any good if you can't underwrite it. So we've got a couple tools. You know, we're very fair underwriting overall, but we are able to do more things in this 18 to 60 category, 250 up to 5 million. And your table 6 to standard range, those cases we can try to improve 2-3 tables if they have some of these credits. So they need at least 3 of these credits down below to improve 2-3. I listed about half of them here. You have good build, good cholesterol, a good family history. Long story short, we're potentially, assuming that the condition isn't overly serious, that's keeping them at a table 2, let's say, we can bump that to standard. And even we have another program to maybe potentially go from standard to standard plus or preferred. So we've got a couple tools in the toolbox. Precision credit underwriting is one of them. Just be aware of that. Signature whole life. We talked about the GUL. Now this is great for people who love participating whole lives. Now our Signature whole life is a participating whole life, has all the features and benefits of a participating whole life, but this product is focused on low premiums. This isn't about cash values, even though it has all the traditional cash values in a whole life. I mean, in other words, it's not going to compare to, say, New York Life or a Mass Mutual. Where this does compete is guaranteeing these endowed to 121 premiums on a single pay, short pay, or full pay in New York with a minimum face of 10,000. So very competitive premiums, very flexible in terms of minimum face, and how you design the product with living benefits. Signature whole life. Here's 2 examples. This one is a full pay in New York, showing our whole life, Signature whole life, compared to others in the space in New York. $500,000 preferred. Where do we rank on endowed to 121 annual premiums? You can see at age 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, number 1 lowest in the marketplace. So if you like competitive, low cost lifetime coverage, with cash value, you're looking at Signature whole life. If you like it with even lower premiums, cash value with return of premium, both with living benefits, Signature whole life. Now this is a full pay on Signature whole life. Here's a 10 pay. This happens to be a male 45 standard $1 million. On a 10 pay, where do we rank to guarantee that for life versus all the competition? You can see number 1 lowest here. So single pay, this is a 10 pay. In New York, Signature whole life. So competitive low cost premiums in a traditional whole life product, as well as that GUL with ROP, both with living benefits. So that's our Signature whole life, Signature GUL. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on our Signature IUL. We have a traditional accumulation product, and then we're even working on another a combination GUL IUL in New York, but I don't want to talk too much about something you don't have today. But we're working on a lot of cool stuff. I believe I'll finish up this presentation with some things we're working on, so stay tuned for that. But what's working? The whole life, the GUL, and our term series. Let me give you a summary of our Signature term series. And as Neil referred to, we have our competitive annual renewable term, which is, just so you know how it works, you underwrite it normally like any life policy. It starts at a very low premium and gradually increases about each year. The first 8 years are typically more competitive than any 10-year term premium product, ours and others. So very low cost, great opportunity. And I'll give you some ideas around our ART. We also have 10, 15, 20, and 30-year level term. Again, all with living benefits. To get our no cost added living benefits, chronic and terminal in New York, is you have to be table 4 or better, 50,000 of coverage or greater, which covers most policies. So you're going to get these living benefits on your term policy. We talked about the competitively priced ART, and that product is also can be used in our unique term-to-term conversion. We're the only carrier that allows you to convert from one term policy to another. And I think you'll find that this is a great way in this environment to help people get coverage they need, save them money, and then give them options for the future in terms of conversions. And any of our permanent or any of our term products are convertible to any of our permanent product, no restrictions. Let's talk about this term to term conversion. How does that work? This is a great way for someone who can't afford permanent coverage right now, can't afford a 20-year term. But they can't afford not to have any coverage. So let's look at this case study of a male 55. He's in good health. He has a high net worth. Let's say he's got a business and he's rebuilding his office and things are kind of tight at the company. There's cash flow constraints, let's say. So we say, okay, Mr. Client, we're going to put you in this annual renewable term. This is more affordable for you in your short-term situation. And then next year, 2 years, no later than 3 years, we'll move you over to the 20-year term with no underwriting, with living benefits, and full commission, by the way. So here's on the next page, you'll see this upper box, gray box on the left. The insured purchased the ART for an annual premium of $680. And let's say in 2 years, the rule is no later than 3 years, you move, his cash flow improves, and he converts the entire ART with no underwriting and full commission, I'll add, to our 20-year term for $35.80 annual premium. And then even prior to 65, he has the final ability to even convert to permanent prior to 65. So we call it term to perm, potentially. This is all available with no underwriting, full commission, unless you go from the term to perm in that second to third box within 5 years, and then you get the last year's premium credited to the new policy in terms of premium or cash value. So all with living benefits. So I like to say, give your clients the coverage today they need with the flexibility for tomorrow. Coverage today, flexibility for tomorrow. So here's the quick rules. You have to be 55 and under. You have to be, you have the option to convert to 20-year term within 3 years. You can convert to the 20 or the 30-year term from our ART if issue age is 50 and under. So keep that in mind. No underwriting, full compensation. There's no partials when you go from term to term. It's all or nothing on term to term. Term to perm, it can be a partial. And that, like you said, you can even go term to perm, all with living benefits. So anyone with a budget crunch, someone between jobs or at a lower paying job, anyone who's maybe an underwriting issue. I got to get my cholesterol and build in order. I'm a table 2 today. And in 6 months, I'll submit new labs, but I can't wait 6 months. I need coverage today. So here's a way to give them the low cost ART option or one of our term plans. I love it for smoking cessation. I stopped smoking 6 months, but I need to be considered stop smoking for a full year before I could be considered a non-smoker. But I can't wait 6 more months. I just had a new child, a mortgage, various reasons. So I'll pay the very competitive ART smoker rates. And then a year from now, I'll submit new labs to show no negative nicotine in my specimen. And long story short, you have the ability to convert and give people, like I said, the flexibility for tomorrow, coverage today. And really forget the term to term, just the ART product for anyone under 66, because the ART issues to 55. You can't convert to term, but you could convert within 5 years to permanent or just have coverage. So anyone who says, I can't afford it, at least you have the go-to backup ART plan just for getting them coverage today. So accumulate clients today with our signature ART term plan. So that's our turn. I'll take just a breath here. Any general comments on anything I've said so far?
No, it's terrific. And we've used it in a lot of buy-sell situations where we need a lot of insurance, where guys rated, and he just needs it for a couple years or something, and it's been terrific. Your term portfolio has been great, and your height and weight guidelines are very good. We've gotten great underwriting, and it's great having you as a partner.
Yeah, you know what? Thank you, Neil. That's a good reminder that not every term sale is about price. Many times it is and I understand that, but sometimes for an extra little bit of premium, you get the living benefits. You get
right.
And I'm really talking our 10, 15, 20, and 30 year. The ART will be probably your lowest premium in the industry, to be fair. But in your traditional term, just look beyond the price. Sometimes living benefits, convertibility, et cetera, things to consider. Anyway, so good stuff on that. I do want to talk about living benefits. Like National Life, we have living benefits on all of our products, including term. It's just terminal and chronic in New York. We have also critical outside New York, but terminal and chronic, table 4 or better, 50,000 or greater, you get these no-cost riders. And it's an actuarial discount, similar to National Life. Slight, moderate, or severe. How does this chronic condition affect your life expectancy? New York does require the permanence aspect. New York does require the IRS per diem limit on how much you can accelerate in a given year, unlike outside New York. But the fact that we have it, we're thrilled, and we are doing some serious payouts, just like National Life. So when you think living benefits, think American National. We can actually accelerate up to $2 million. Is higher than anyone in the marketplace. In and out of New York, again, New York limits how much on the chronic you can accelerate in a given year, but generally terminal, you can go as high as 2 million, and you can do 2 million on chronic over time. That being said, just remember, anyone who has a buy-sell plan that doesn't have living benefits, what if the partner doesn't die but becomes chronically or terminally ill? So at least you have a plan to address these real life contingencies with living benefits. So don't overlook living benefits. It's a big part of our story. And really, if you're not talking living benefits, the next agent will. So make sure you do. Let's talk about accelerated underwriting. In New York, we have express underwriting, Express Plus outside New York, which I won't talk about because I'm very New York centric on this call. Express Plus underwriting is a great way for people, a paper app or electronic app on the left-hand side of this page. Express Plus is available outside New York. I'll talk about that just in a minute. But first, express underwriting. Any policy under 250,000, 65 and under, automatically goes through express underwriting, paper or electronic. And we're about almost 3/4 of every, so about 75% of cases that get submitted get approved without additional requirements. So that doesn't mean all of them, but a majority of them for sure. Keep in mind, standard is the best class we have under 250. So standard is the best class you can get under 250. Submit the application, no phone interview with the client, and then you wait and see what our system and new business and underwriting says. Just wait and see if we need, it'll be approved or we need more information. So express underwriting, you definitely want to look to paper or electronic. Now, Express Plus is not in New York. It will be sometime next year, I suspect. And it is available now outside New York at the higher face amounts and higher classes. That has to be our expert app, e-app, if you want a shot at acceleration. So just keep that in mind. Express underwriting in New York. By the way, we're doing larger cases. We talked about the low face amount on Signature Whole Life, 10,000. Our GUL is 25, our terms 100,000, our IUL is 25,000. But the point is, we have small cases, but we're also doing larger cases. We're able to do more with our internal retention up to 5 million age 75. So just keep that in mind. Give me a call if you have your large cases. We'll talk it through. All products are eligible. Now, in doing business with American National, you've got to get familiar with our agent website. It'll just make your experience better, more efficient, and I think more profitable as well. So I'm going to do a quick run through of Expert Office, and I'll tie into our Expert App, e-app, which is, I think, important part of saving you time, giving you choices. Expert Office. Now, when you're appointed, you get access to our website. Now, our website has a lot of information. You can go there right now at IMG. You can see at the top there of my slide, the actual web address. Much of that information is accessible and without being appointed, a lot of good product information, but some of it, obviously, you need to be appointed to get into submitting business, illustrating. Expert Office is our kind of new business platform. And as you can see, we have new business. New business is where you'll track your business. Expert Illustrator, under Illustrate Your Product, is where you'll illustrate all of our life and annuity products, except SPIA, which is 2 drop downs for SPIA. By the way, we're on WinFlex as well and some other quoting engines online. But this is if you want our own software and all of our reports and all of our nitty-gritty details, Expert Illustrator is where you'll have that. Now we have our field support team can run it for you. Neil can run it. I can run it. you can run it. So there it is. Also, expert app. This is where our electronic app is, where you submit business on our website. So once you're appointed, you have your agent code or agent ID number, you can submit an expert app. And by the way, right below expert app is expert scan. Say Neil gets a paper app, he'll have Carmen scan it into a PDF file and upload it to expert scan, and you get a policy number right away. So it's a very efficient way. Even if you do paper apps, we can help expedite and save you time. So expert app, expert scan, expert app. Products and services on the website. Again, a lot of this information right now is available. You can see we have under products and service, advanced concepts. You want to get more into our non-New York pension sales, some of our sales concepts. If you want to get into some of our sales ideas, check on advanced concepts. Also, our annuities, it's all right there. You can see the single premium, the flex, New York, non-New York, it's all right there. And of course, our life products are all right there. So you want to do deeper dive, get videos, brochures, summaries, right at your fingertips on our agent website, img.anicoweb.com. Agent resources tab is invaluable. I have to take time to tell you about this. Now, if you are new with us, or you want to get an agent up and running with us, or you're an agency, we have a couple microsites under training getting started. Agency recruiting, this is good for agencies and recruiting agents and understanding the American National way of doing business. What's our story, our products, our company? So kind of does a little of everything. And agents, and really it's probably even better, the agent one for writing agents, getting more familiar with us, how to do business, processing business. We call it our onboarding tool to help you. Oops, sorry about that. Wow. Our onboarding tool to help you get up and running quicker. And there's, of course, our required training for New York. All the Reg 187 is right there under agent required training. And of course, expert office training. If you want walkthrough videos of how to do an expert app, how to submit expert scan, how to run expert illustrator software. So some real good stuff on the website. All the agent materials, you want more good stuff there, product portfolios. By the way, all of our information, I don't run into a lot of this, but you might, the need for marketing materials in Spanish language. If you notice, most of our stuff is available in Spanish. So if that ever comes up, we've got at least one alternative language for you. Working on Mandarin, I'm working on some others, but those are a long way coming, but they're out there. And of course, we just added this morning. Some of you may see social media content under our marketing. So we just added approved social media content for your LinkedIn's, your Twitters, your Facebooks, and other social media. So we have approved content now. That's brand new. I announced it this morning in one of my emails I sent out to Neil and others. Marketing, you can personalize a lot of our ads right here on our website, as long as you're appointed and approved. So you can take some of our client approved ads or agent approved ads, depending where you're coming from and what message you want to send out, and put your name on it, send it right out to your group or your clients. And of course, underwriting and living benefits. And you want to, now we have no incentives in New York, but this is for non-New York, the Bahamas incentive. So that's all I'll say about that. Now, one other tip and thing to be aware of, when you do an expert illustration, you'll see it kind of already starts the e-app from the illustration. So it's just, when you do our software, kind of loads you right up where you can kind of click expert app and kind of take your illustration and basically populate the illustration in the e-app. So it automatic, here's an example in expert app, where it automatically attaches the illustration. And you'll notice on the left-hand side, all those green checks. You're probably familiar with it if you do any kind of e-apps. Basically, it makes it much more efficient and saves you time, because you can't proceed essentially to the next screen until the check mark of green, it doesn't let you proceed. So in other words, our app submissions electronically are always going to be in good order. That's the point. So it just saves you time. Once you do a couple of these, I bet you'll do more, because of the convenience aspect of it. So put it all together. Don't overlook e-app, save you time, make you money, hopefully, as well. And you know how we do it, the e-signature process is easier. Now, I talked about paper apps, how we have Adobe Sign and eSign, but through the electronic app process, we have multiple ways. You can do it with a client over the phone, via email signatures. You can do it over Skype or Zoom and hand controls to the client to sign in person. Or if you're sitting with a client, signs on your computer. So we can do remote signature, local signature. We have all sorts of options. It's definitely easy, convenient. Hopefully you've got that same experience as well. Now you can basically unlock and lock Expert App at any time. And also you can sync and unsync. In other words, you could be unconnected to the internet and work on it and then save it and be off and enter data and then connect to the internet and have that new data all uploaded into our system. So, and unlocking an app so you can start it, lock it, change data, edit before you submit it at any time. So it's a nice feature, Expert App. We encourage you to use electronic apps for all the reasons that you know, efficient, fast, in good order. So let's see, this is where you'll track new business. Your policy will go right there when you submit it. You should get a number right away, very efficient. And again, we talked about saving you time, saving you money. Well, we do pay daily commissions. That's another example of how we save you time and money by making you money faster. So you don't have to chase deadlines. If you case gets paid on a Monday, it's going to hit everyone's account. The agent, the marketer, the upline by Wednesday. Paid Monday. Issued policy, issued paid on Monday, commission paid 2 days later. So that's essentially the deal. Daily commissions. And by the way, you can take one Expert App and add, say, an additional term policy in one e-app. So we've got that feature as well. And I like to say, sweet, 2 policies with 1 application. Here's our website. I alluded to it before, but I do think it's important to understand where a lot of our information in business is kind of centered out of, which is our agent website, the e-app, the rates, the marketing materials, ads, and more, social media content. By the way, we just launched, besides the other news, besides the social media content, is we added policy inquiry, which is basically in-force. So anytime you do a policy inquiry, now we've combined our in-force and our pending new business. So it's all kind of one block. It just makes again, the experience hopefully better, cleaner, faster, more efficient. We're always trying to improve the website, and we did it with our social media content recently and our policy inquiry, incorporating in-force business with any of your new business, which I think is helpful. Coming soon to New York. I promised what would be coming soon. We've got a lot of initiatives in New York, and I think Neil kind of started it out. We're committed to the state of New York. Our new potential owner is committed to the state of New York, we've heard so far. So all in all, here's some of the things that are coming to New York. We've got Palladium MYG SPDA, our fixed annuity. We have 5, 6, 7, and 10-year periods, guarantee periods. We'll be adding the 3-year guarantee period like we have currently outside New York. I alluded to that earlier. It's 2% for September and now October for a face amount, premiums $250 and higher, max $1 million premium unless it's a SPIA and you have a life or joint life contingency. It's $2 million max premium per household, by the way. So new annuity coming soon, a 3-year version, which will be helpful, I think. Our new signature protection IUL, I referenced this earlier. You've got our GUL, just focused on death benefit guarantee. Then you have currently we have our signature IUL New York, focused on accumulation. Then we're going to be adding the middle version where you have an IUL with a guarantee, dialable guarantee, age 80 to 121. That's available now. We launched in early July outside New York. So if you want to take a peek at that and you're appointed or want illustrations, great product where you get the index UL accumulation with the lifetime guarantee in little as age 80 down, you can dial it to. Now it's a 15-year minimum guarantee. So a 70-year-old, you have to go to 85, for example, but you can dial the guarantee on average age 80 to 121. So that's a cool new product. We're looking to complete our portfolio in New York. The IUL in New York that we have today, signature IUL New York, we're adding a couple new strategies, the NASDAQ 100 index, the S&P low volatility index. So like we just added on our non-New York version of this product. Expert App for annuities, we have it, Expert App e-app today in New York for life insurance, soon to be annuities. So be aware we have this outside New York. In New York, it's coming. We're working on it. Just like we're working on e-policy delivery as well. That's a big, big initiative. All sorts of stuff to announce, stuff we're working on, committed to the state of New York. Very excited about that. So that's the summary of my remarks. I'll take some time for any questions, comments, needs, thoughts, predictions. And I appreciate
Tom, I love the presentation. Thank you. Again, you've been a great partner to Main Street Planning Group, and we continue to move forward. And it's just exciting that you guys keep coming out with product and keep it committed to the market, and that's with quality, been quality, and we want to continue. And we're having a good.
No,
yeah.
that thanks for saying. It's really a partnership. It's a two-way street. We welcome feedback. We always like to hear new ideas. They do get incorporated in our meetings when I get some feedback. So yeah, we're just looking to be your life insurance partner and annuity partner in New York, where and when it makes sense. Hopefully have some options that appeal to you, albeit the living benefits, the GUL, the annuities. I don't want to dash everything, but you know the story. So anyway, thanks for giving me a few minutes, Neil.
Thank you.
Appreciate everyone's time.
Thank you. We're going to give everybody a break, and thank you for wrapping up a little early. We're going to convene at 11:30 with AIG and then Women's Life. So we're going to go offline just for a few minutes so I can have a break and have some coffee and go to the restroom, and look forward to everybody staying on board and more people joining in. Thanks again.
Thanks, Neil. Have a good one, guys.
Thank you.